Scanning, synchronizing, stabilizing. Engaged.
What's happening, everybody? It is a gracious, great Thursday morning, and I'm excited to be alive. I'm excited to be here. Life is not a supposed to be. It is definitely a gift. And if you have the gift of life this morning, be happy. Be happy. I understand things might not pan out like you want to in the beginning, but it's okay. As my father would tell me, keep hitting at it. Keep going. Keep living. Because if you keep your consistency up, what you desire and what you want will come to pass. So today is a thankful, thoughtful Thursday. I am definitely happy to be here. And as you know, around this time in the morning, we are talking to the great Dr. LaTronica Fisher. Listen, she got a lot of great things going on. The great loyalty program that has started and kicked off. We are happy to be a part of that. We are happy here to talk about that. She's going to come on here in just a few minutes and discuss on, number one, how this program can help you. Number two, understand her passions behind what she does. She is a marvelous person. She's doing great things in her area. She's out in Houston, Texas, holding it down out there in the most holistic way. She's going to come on and talk about the mantra, how we get our morning started, and just know that you have a chance at the tree of life. You have to make the decision. As I go through my transformations and things that I'm going through right now, I'm really learning a lot about me, not just about me, but about life. A lot of times we want the glory of the thing, but we don't want to do the work. You know, we can manifest what it is we desire, but we still have to position ourselves to acquire it. Your mind still have to be at work. It can't be idle. So you got to know that whatever you want is available. You have to still be positioned, postured, and you still have to do the work. You still have to do the work. You know, I said to a couple of weeks ago, I was speaking to them, and you know, it takes just as much energy to do nothing as it does to do something. That's still a commitment. When you do nothing, you're still committing to doing nothing. So you need to make a decision. I'm not saying what you need to do. You should. I propose to you to make a decision if you want something better. So today we're talking with Dr. LaTronica. You know, we often hear that health is our wealth, and there's nothing more true than that statement. So today we're going to talk with the great doctor and going to talk to us on how the program, the loyalty program, can help us move forward in our road to wellness as entitled of a business. And also we're going to be talking about how her passions led her to this point. So it's happening here on the couch, Kay's couch. Let's go.
Throughout life, one may feel he or she hasn't been heard, seen, or no one is listening. However, look up. Don't fret. There is a place for you.
Processing.
Greetings.
Access granted.
Welcome to the couch. Kay's couch.
It does not say whether you're bad or good, but it is a measurement.
Every single time you go to that bathroom and you got a stream of urine flowing out, you need to be saying, praise God.
Wow.
Because that's a sign that your kidney is getting better.
Like during that time when it was a fraction of a penny, and then you held it until today, you're a multi-millionaire.
Great. And as a result of this next conference, I am going to have a number of events following the conference.
Okay, I got you.
Nobody else, but willing to open the book.
To get this knowledge that you have, you gave up a lot of personal time with family.
It's less than $40 for both.
Wow.
And I have it in a variety of colors.
I take every moment as is. I've learned to be where my feet are.
Doctor, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am doing fabulous after I thought I was going to have to swim into work today. When I got up this morning and went to the gym, it was lightning like crazy. By the time I
Wow.
got back home, I swore it started raining cats and dogs and lightning.
Wow.
I wasn't sure if I was going to even get in here today.
Wow.
So yeah, the weather is really, really crazy, but I am here, present and ready and excited and ignited and ready to, I'm walking in my purpose. See, that's the beautiful thing about walking in your purpose, right? It doesn't matter what's going on around you, you are ready for the day.
I love that. I was listening while I was in the gym myself to Rick Warren's book called Purpose Driven Church, and he talks about how it's important to know that you have to have a purpose in your life. You know, churches are built with different meanings, traditional churches or personality churches, but when you have a purpose driven church, then you know, whether you're big or small, you're going to outlast time. So you're right. Being in your purpose doesn't matter what's going on around you. Listen, it could be raining cats and dogs. It could be snowing. It could be hailing outside.
Yes,
but if I
yes.
have a purpose, I'm moving.
That's it. That's it. And that's what we want everybody to discover. What is your purpose? Because God has given it to all of us, and you have to find out what is it that you would do with such excitement and such zeal for life. And you would actually do it for free because you just love doing it. Like I was up, I was getting dressed. I was like, oh, I'm so excited. Let's see what I'm going to do today. And who am I going to help? And who's going to allow me to help them? And so it's just exciting. You know?
It is very exciting. And I want to touch on something that you just said. But before we do that, what's that mantra?
So that mantra, which, you know, of course, always waking up, we always wake up in such a grateful place. So my mantra is definitely, I'm always grateful, grateful, grateful. And if you look around you, you can always find something every day to be grateful for, you know, whether it's just air, just having your family around you, they're healthy, you have something to eat. You know, life is just full of so much excitement. You're working, you have what you need. I'm always thankful because, you know, as I just mentioned, you know, I'm always thankful that I get to walk another day in my purpose, and I get the opportunity to share with others, you know, what has worked in my life. And then I'm always saying, praise God, praise God, praise God. Why? Because I want him to send me things to be more prayerful and more thankful and grateful about. And so when you do these things and you live in this space and you live in this mantra every single day, you will find new things to be grateful and thankful for. And at first, you may start out not knowing, well, what am I grateful for? Why? Because you may be looking at life as the glass half empty all the time. But if you start looking at the glass half full, then guess what? It's just going to start filling up and you're going to be so excited. So I'm like, man, I'm going to spend the rest of my life just playing and having fun.
I love it. That's what it's about. That's what life is about. But life is about fulfilling purpose. But if we do not position ourselves to be healthy, that fun life is cut short.
Very much so.
It's cut short very much. And you mentioned something in your statement before you did the mantra. Who is going to allow me to help them? The Bible said, the day you hear my voice, harden not your heart. So at this point right now, I'm wondering if people are going to allow us to help them curtail their way of thinking concerning their health. I want to reintroduce everybody to you, Dr. LaTronica, and the things that you do and why you do them. First of all, thank you. I'm going to say that again. Thank you for being who you are. Thank you for, positioning yourself and the sacrifices you made to get the knowledge to be a holistic doctor. Thank you for being that person of positioning yourself to, miss out on family barbecues, sometimes missing out on going to the movies or hanging out, to learn what it is you learn to be where you are today. And I want to thank you personally for that. And but I want to get right into it real quick. Number one, what makes you so unique? So you've been in the traditional world of medicine, you've been a nurse, you've been a primary care, and now you're in the holistic place. So tell us what makes your practice and what you do so unique right now.
You just said it, Kay. You just said it. I think what you just said is the number one thing that makes me unique. I've been on both ends of the spectrum. That's what makes me unique, because an individual can go to a private primary care doctor, an individual can go to a holistic doctor, and the holistic doctor have their perspective, the traditional doctor have their perspective, and they don't know each other's perspective, or they judge one another's perspective. But I have both perspectives, and I stand in the gap.
I love it.
You
I
see?
love it. I love that.
I stand in the gap. I am the bridge to where I understand what medications you're on. I understand where you're trying to go. I'm licensed on both ends of the spectrum.
Wow.
And so to me, I think that's the most unique thing, because when people come to me and say, I'm on lisinopril, blood pressure medicine, or I'm on ormothyroid, or I'm on Lipitor, I know exactly what they're on, and I know why they're on it. So I have the ability to begin to solicit subjective information in a very intentional way.
I love that.
That's what I love about what I do. Now, my goal is always to allow them to step into a more holistic approach to their health, if they will allow me, because what I do is I take people where they want. I meet people where they are. That's what I should say. I meet people where they are at the moment, and hopefully once they trust the process, they engage in the process, and they feel the results of the process, they're willing to allow me to take them a little bit further.
Wow, I love that. So you don't meet too many people that can actually do both, that can actually play the tune and also sing at the same time. So you don't know too many people that can do that. And so I'm thankful that you can do that. And I want to know, okay, so with that being said, it still requires you to have a passion. So like, what got you started in this? Like, what significantly happened in your life that caused you to say, okay, listen, I know this is just not it. So what was it that happened that it caused you to really come into this space?
So, growing up, the only thing we really knew was traditional medicine. And so as a young girl, a freshman in college, my dad was diagnosed with colon cancer. And then a few years later, and you think about it, a young girl, a freshman in college, these are the times that are so intricate and so special, that you have that relationship with your father, because, now you're going off to college, you're going to start meeting boys, and you want to make sure it's the right person. And so there are some things daddies just really, really have a tremendous role in your life as a girl. And so to lose my dad as a freshman in college was very, very disheartening. I can remember the days of just crying my eyes out, and I remember him saying, babe, I think it's going to be cancer. And the thing is to watch him live with so much life and so much, he lived life to the fullest. I can remember he was a Camaro guy. He loved his Camaro car, and he would be outside he's already down to under 100 pounds, but he'd be outside under his hood working on his car. And I'll never forget, I was like, Dad, what are you doing? Because he was so weak and frail and fragile, but he's still working on his car. And so when I lost my dad to cancer, in my head, I just said, there has to be a better way than just everybody doing chemo and radiation. And then, fast forward, my grandfather was diagnosed with lung cancer. He had some small tumors in his brain, and he had liver cancer. And
Mm,
so just that in itself was when I just said, you know what, we're gonna have to step up to the plate, and we're gonna have to find out, because I don't want to lose another family member intentionally to just looking at chemo and radiation as an option. There has to be some other options. My option, of course, is going to be always preventative wellness, so that we never ever have to get to that space. But when you get to that space, I think that people should have other options. And my grandfather, of course, this is when I really started learning alternative holistic medicine. So I did lose my father. My father and my grandfather did lose their battle to cancer. And at that point, that was when something ignited inside of me, that I was going to go on a quest to find out how can I begin to transition
mhm.
from traditional medicine into learning more about holistic and alternative medicine.
I love that. So when
Mhm.
you made that decision to do that, was it uncomfortable for you when you did that at first?
Well, it's definitely going to be uncomfortable, because initially, when you're seeing clients and you're accepting insurance, people are in the mindset that, you take my insurance, I pay my copay, and whatever it is that I need, you provide.
Mhm,
Once we started transitioning into alternative medicine, that's when it became challenging, because remember, we're still fighting for universal health care in America. This
mhm.
is the only country where universal health care is not accepted. And what I mean by that is, in other countries, when you have insurance, people have a choice whether they
Mm,
want traditional medicine or holistic care, and they could use their insurance. But
wow.
in this country, you only have one choice, and that's traditional medicine. So that means that if someone chooses alternative medicine, or as I was promoting alternative medicine, it meant now people had to think differently, because now you're going to have to pay for this health care.
Wow.
So that's where it became uncomfortable and very challenging, because that wasn't the mindset of my clients at that time.
Wow. So what was the most interesting thing? And we're going to take a break, then we're going to come back and talk about the new loyalty program that we have that you have available for us. So what was the most interesting thing that you found out about the mindset of people in that transition?
With those particular clients, what I learned is that a lot of times when people have insurance, you have some clients who really only want to use their insurance for their health.
Uh-huh.
And they don't realize that if you only use your insurance for health promotion, the only thing you're going to get with your insurance is health management.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
See, and that's the mindset that people have to start to change. You get health management, which means that in terms of you trying to feel well and get better and have a better quality of life, that's not what healthcare promote. Healthcare in the traditional setting promotes management. What I was trying to promote is promotion, improvement, quality of life, better energy, sleeping better, better quality of life with your family. That's what I wanted to promote.
I love that. So there is a difference between health care and health management.
Yes.
That is we're going to talk about that here soon. Not
Mhm.
today, but we're going to actually make that a conversation, and
Mhm.
how, you as a doctor, from your perspective, from being traditional and dealing with synthetic medication now to a holistic approach, looking at the difference between true health care and also true health management. So health management, from what I could say from the traditional point, that people are allowing someone else to manage their health, but it's not most significant, or it's not really the best way to go in long term. And then when you do true healthcare, you're now responsible for you, and you're positioning yourself to be in a place where you get the knowledge and walk in and be guided by someone, by yourself, by you as the holistic doctor. But it's still my responsibility to do the work on the back end. And we traditionally rely on the medications and the health management, so you can manage the significant problem, but it's bad for everything else. That's a
Right.
powerful conversation,
Right.
man.
Mhm.
Like healthcare versus health management. Like we're going to
Mhm.
really dive into that. And
Mhm.
And I really want to we're going to have that conversation to where they could show forth who you are and what you know, gives you more, it gives it more credibility of being in the space that you've earned to be in.
Mhm.
So I thank you for that. So we're going to take a brief break and we're going to come back and we're going to touch on the loyalty program and how significant that is, how it's touching many people now, currently right now, and how it can actually change you as an audience, how it can change your life. So we'll be right back after this brief break.
Life is filled with many unexpectancies. If something happened to you today, heart attack, cancer, stroke, or diagnosed with anything terminal, are you prepared for what's next? Only 1 out of 4 to 5 Americans have considered that life is unexpected, uncertain, and has some uncontrollable risk. Are you that 4 to 5 that hasn't taken action yet? Call right now for your free quote. Tomorrow's not promised. The protection of your legacy depends on what choice you make in this moment. Call right now.
Now, as being a holistic doctor, what are maybe a one little trinket of information that you can give us on how to make sure that we stay connected to our health in the time of a pandemic?
We need to be drinking water and exercising.
Okay.
That's the best thing I can tell people. If they don't want to do anything and they don't want to pay for anything, you must be exercising. It's not negotiable anymore.
Gotcha.
It's not negotiable anymore because exercising is what helps balance the hormones. It helps detox the body. It helps improve circulation. It's the best way to continue to build bones. It's the best way to help build your immune system. So that's the one token you can do to help improve your system while we're dealing with this virus. And you must drink water, and the water does not need to have sugar or additives, and water does not mean alcohol, juices, Kool-Aid. You know how growing up we used to have that red Kool-Aid.
Absolutely.
It does not include any of that. It's just water.
All right, we're back real quick. We'll be wrapping up shortly, but we are happy to have Dr. LaTronica here, who is our health and wellness doctor and consultant, confidant. She's everything that we need to talk to about this holistic positioning, and I'm thankful and grateful. And Case Couch is sponsored by Standard Magazine. Standard Magazine is the voice for the culture and the oxygen to the entrepreneur, and also KR3 & Co. Enterprises that helps businesses grow and grow securely. Listen, so Dr. LaTronica, thank you for being here today. As always, thank you.
It's always a pleasure of mine, and I'm always honored to be here.
Thank you. Thank you. So I want to know, so now we're going to touch on before we go, the loyalty program. And this program has been sparked and created by you. And so tell us real quick, what was the purpose of creating this program?
That's such a fabulous question, because before the commercial, what we talked about was how healthcare works. Healthcare works by management. And what do we all do? We have healthcare insurance, right? Do you have healthcare insurance, Carrie?
I do.
Do you pay a monthly fee for it?
I do.
And what do you get every month for it?
A bill.
That's it.
Pretty much it.
Right. And so the purpose of the loyalty program, the reason why I wanted to expound on that is because our loyalty program is very similar to like having a health insurance, but every month you get products and services. And that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to begin to demonstrate how you can pay a monthly payment over here to insurance companies every month, and every month you don't go to the doctor, right? So you might as well just, and nor do you get nutritional supplements to keep you well, to keep you healthy, keep your brains vital, keep your eyes, clear. You don't get any of these things. But in our program, you pay such a small amount, which is a fraction of what you pay for insurance. You get nutritional supplements to help keep your immune system up. You get a visit every single month, once or twice a month. You also are entitled to have an immunity drip or an oxygen drip. And this is something you're entitled to for your money every single month. So am I going to pay $300 over here insurance and don't get anything? Or I'm going to pay $130 over here and I'm going to get products and services to keep my health abreast throughout the year. That's why it was created.
Wow, that is amazing. That is amazing. We do have a question from Vi Brown, but I'm gonna ask it once we're done simplifying the holistic program. Now, listen, this is amazing. Now, let me say this to you guys. Now, how many of you, and just kind of ask yourself this question: how often do I get a chance to get a personal conversation and consult for my doctor? And a lot of times when you go to the doctor or to the doctor's office, you have to deal with the doctor's assistants, the nurse's assistant. But here, when you position yourself to start taking responsibility for your health and true health care, you get a chance to talk to the holistic doctor twice a month. And how many times do you get a chance to do this? And so once you join, what are some of the things that we kind of get I know you shared the drips, and I know you shared the holistic herbs, but what are some of the personal care we get from you? We get a chance to speak with you, right?
Oh, absolutely. You get a chance to speak to me one-on-one. If there's some concerns you have, some people call and they have concerns for their family. Those are things that you have access to talk to me about. You also get to the Quest test, which let me show them that.
Please talk to us about that.
This is our Quest test. This test right here tells me everything I need to know about your body. All you do is send me samples. I place it on here, and then it scans your body, 68,000 variables of your body, and it tells me what's going on with your body. So what that means is that you have the ability to get in front of your health before it becomes a problem.
Say it again, please.
You have the ability to get in front of your health before it becomes a problem. This is what we call a little warning gadget. It's going to tell me if you have cancer showing up. I'm going to say, hey, you got some free radicals hanging out in that gut. We need to go after them and get rid of them before you're diagnosed with colon cancer.
Wow.
You see all these issues with people with this pandemic and lung issues right here. Keeps coming up lung. I tested somebody yesterday and I said, last month you were coming up with lung. This month you're coming up with lungs again. Is there any mold in your house? And she said, oh yeah, I did have somebody come and spray the little vents because it looked like there was a little mold around there. Well, guess what? If she never scanned and she continued living in that condition, she'd end up with lung cancer because of that manifestation of the mold for a long period of time. So if you have the ability to stay healthy for the rest of your life, why wouldn't you do that?
Wow.
Why wouldn't you? Ask yourself, if I have the ability to forecast my health before it becomes a problem, why wouldn't you take action on that?
Man, healthcare versus health management. We're really going to talk about that. This is amazing. So these are some of the takeaways that you get with joining the loyalty program. The first and foremost thing I feel is the most important, that you have, first of all, the consultations with the doctor and able to reach out to her. Questions about your own personal family. You mentioned before, and we'll get ready to wrap up. You mentioned before in a previous show that just because you are born from your mother and father, you don't have to be genetically impaired with, there's sicknesses that they've dealt with, right? And what is that called? Talk to us about that.
It's called epigenetics.
Okay.
Epi means above, beyond, elite, genetics. So
Absolutely.
genetics is basically something we're all, have, and that we're all gifted with when we're born, right?
Right.
Genetics. That's what made me the color I am. It made me my voice the way it is and my
Right.
hands the way it is. Those are genetics. But you have the ability to go beyond your genetics based on your lifestyle. So when people say, well, my mom was diabetic, my dad had high blood pressure, so surely, I am going to have diabetes, and yes, I'm going to have blood pressure. My mom died from breast cancer, so yeah, I'm going to die from breast cancer. No, the truth is that if you live the same lifestyle, eat the same foods, and have the same behaviors that your parents did, then yes, your genes will express some
Mm.
of the same health challenges. But if you do something different,
Mm-hmm.
your body will express a different outcome.
Mm.
And that's
Wow.
important, because if during the holidays you're eating all these things that mom and dad and everybody else eats, then
Mm-hmm.
yes, you're going to end up with some of the same problems. But if you choose to do different, if you choose, like the morning of Thanksgiving, I'm going to exercise because that's what I do. The day of Thanksgiving, I always prepare my own Thanksgiving deal. I still go to my family and enjoy them, but I prepare something a little different for me,
Mm.
that I enjoy. So I do things a little different. My mother is slightly overweight. I'm not.
Mm.
At my age, she was overweight. I'm not. Why? Because my diet is not an open book. My mom's
Mm.
diet is somewhat an open book. So I have
Mm.
to work on her. Right.
Wow.
So
Right.
you have to have some limitations, and you have to have some expectations about what you put in your mouth and how you live your life.
That is amazing. I love that. People understand health care versus health management. We're going to really dive into that. Now, I want you guys to know that you get a chance right now, even if you're not joined yet with the Holistic Loyalty Program, you do get a chance to have a 15-minute free consultation. Is it 15 minutes, correct?
Yes,
You
that's
get a
correct.
free 15-minute consultation with the doctor. Contact her at 713-520-8188. You can't worry about long distance anymore because cell phones, you just go by data now. So just give her a call. So just give her a call, 713-520-8188. I want you guys to go to her website, Dr. Fisher Road to Wellness.com. Within the next couple of weeks, you're going to see a QR code here on that. You'll be able to use your cell phone to go directly to book an appointment and also looking at the website. So I want you guys right now to be able to book this, Dr. Fisher Road to Wellness.com. Make it a favorite in your URL webpage. Make sure you do that. Follow her on LinkedIn, Dr. Fisher Road to Wellness. Get with her on Instagram, Dr. Fisher R2W, and you can find her on Facebook under Dr. LaTronica Fisher. It is important to take your health in the palm of your hands, or someone else is going to manage your health, and you possibly have a shorter lifespan. So you need to position yourself, because your life is your responsibility. You can't go to a house, you're going to buy a house, get a mortgage. It's not the bank's job to position your house and make your house and spruce your house up like you want it. It's your job. So the house that was been given to you naturally by God is your job to keep it up. It's your job to do that and invest in yourself. So it is definitely an important thing to do that. So before we go, I did have a couple comments. A friend of mine, Tyler Jackson, good to see you, buddy. Health is important based on what he said. It is important. If you don't get what it is you need, it's because you haven't got good health. Question from Vi Brown before we go. She said, for guests, if holistic care can lower overall healthcare costs, why don't more providers include it? I can almost answer that, but I want you to answer that if you don't mind, doctor. If you
So it's a very, very simple answer. Follow the money.
That's what I thought. Kind of talk to me before we go on that. Follow
the money. If your doctor provided you a prescription for metformin for diabetes, and you have to come to them every month, every couple of months to get a prescription, and they bill it to the insurance company. The pharmaceutical drugs make money off the pharmacy. You have to remember it's a cycle of financial fiscal support. Whereas in natural medicine, I suggest a supplement that helps lower your blood sugar. All you have to do is buy the supplement, take it, change the diet. Then guess what? Now you're no longer diabetic anymore. And you don't need the supplements anymore. You've lost the weight. You've learned how to eat well. So now all the thing you do that helps us continue to thrive is you refer someone else who needs help.
Wow. Wow. So it's a financial fiscal support system.
Yeah,
That
in
is
this country, Kay, one thing that is important for people to understand, because I hear this question all the time.
okay.
And what we have to understand is in America, this country is supported financially off the medical, healthcare, and pharmaceutical industry. We have to understand that the pharmaceutical industry, the healthcare industry is what supports our country and keep it viable. That's why you have holistic health practitioners. About 3 years ago, there was probably almost 100 that were actually taken down.
Wow.
Yeah, because of their vocals and because of them standing out against, vaccines and just a number of different things that they spoke up against. So you have to understand how powerful this is in this industry and how people are encouraged to stay on pharmaceutical drugs and continue to stay wobbling in the health situation you're in. But it takes a strong mindset and a determination to say enough is enough. I no longer want to live under the thumb of how this economy is operated. And that is what you should do if you want to walk in your fullness. That is what you should do if you want to be happy. That is what you should do if you want to have energy and you want to sleep well and you want to be just full of life. That is what you do. I wasn't always that way. So I don't, I come across on this show and I talk with all this excitement and this zeal and this purpose as if, it may come across to some people as that I'm better than thou, but I was in the same place that many of you in, not happy, sad. The glass is always empty, complaining, always upset about something. But I had to take the bull by the horn and decide I wanted something different. And that's what I'm challenging you to do, is to want something different for your life, for you, for your children, your family. You have to do that.
Wow.
You have to do that.
Healthcare versus health management. Oh my God. It's almost like I'm in church. I would tell you, turn to your neighbor and say healthcare. So but here we go. I mean, she says she agrees with you. And she said, however, more people would also have access to healthcare, which would be true. But understand, we are going to get into that conversation, healthcare versus health management. The health management has been covered up by the word healthcare. So I really can appreciate that moment, the comment that you made. So Vi, thank you so much for your comment and your question. And Tyler, thank you so much for chiming in. So hey, listen, everybody, we're going to wrap up. Listen, I really appreciate again, Doctor, for always being here and always being available. Please follow her, connect with her on Facebook and LinkedIn. And I want to go through that real quick, take a few seconds to do that. I want you guys to follow her on Facebook, Dr. LaTronica Fisher. I need you guys to get with her on Instagram, Dr. Fisher R2W, LinkedIn, on her business page, Dr. Fisher Road to Wellness. Listen, follow her on the website. Take a look at the website. It's beautiful. She got a lot of revamping things done and it looks amazing. Everything is there. You can see everything that she offers. The loyalty program is there. It has a landing page for that. So you can see what everything is offered. So you go there, Dr. Fisher Road to Wellness.com. And most of all, listen, you can get a free 15-minute consultation, 713-520-8188. But when you become a member to the loyalty program, you have almost unlimited access. So, 15-minute consultation is good to get to know and break the ice. But when you're a member, listen, it's going to almost be like your best friend. So listen, take a look at and get with her, talk with her. I'm not just talking, I'm a part of the whole ecosystem. My mom is a part of the loyalty program, and she's seen some significant changes concerning her. Me and my mom talk every day. So listen, it's not just a conversation, it is a real lifestyle change. So, but it is up to you. If you want true health care, make a decision today that I want realness instead of a facade. So, doctor, thank you so much. Hang out with me real quick after the outro music. Want everybody to have a great day. Enjoy your weekend. And I look forward to speaking to you guys very soon. Love life and live love, because you only have one. I'll talk to you soon.